How's it going, guys? Bringing you another unboxing video today on something that I have been curious as to what comes inside of it. I have looked on YouTube trying to find someone who's unboxed this thing prior to ordering it, but I couldn't find anything. I do have plans for this kit as far as a water looping on a build that I'm doing, but that'll come a little bit later this year, probably towards the end of the year. But what we've got in front of you is the Corsair Hydro Series XH5000i RGB Pro water looping kit. This will be for your 5000D, X, and T series Corsair cases. It's an all-in-one liquid cooling kit, and they say it comes with everything but the GPU water block to water cool your system. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the box here, and then we'll show you what all it comes with for those that are curious. One of the things that I wanted to do when water looping my Corsair 5000T case was I was looking at this kit, and like I said, there was nobody in the space that I had seen that actually unboxed this thing. So getting into this, it looks like that everything that Corsair packages in this is inside of the actual manufacturer boxes. So that's actually kind of cool. When you first open the box, you are greeted with the Corsair Commander Core XT. This is And as you can see, they've got everything really well packaged into this thing. So that's actually really cool to see. So up next in this little package here, it looks like we have a fan splitter, a 2-to-1 fan splitter. Alright, so we have the Corsair tube bending kit that can bend their 12mm and 14mm hard tubing. Looks like it comes with everything, but we'll get into that box a little later. Looks like this package also comes with their QL120 RGB fans. From what it says on the box, it says it comes with 6 of them. You get the XC7 RGB Pro CPU block. A couple more of the QL fans. Looks like they come in the individual boxes and not the 3-pack boxes. Looks like we got some fittings right here. Looks like we got a mixture of, compression fittings. More fittings right here. Looks like this is a bottle of their clear XL8 coolant. Give you a little squeeze bottle here. Looks like this is a 250 milliliter squeeze bottle. Some more fans. Alright, so it does come with 2 of their XR5 360mm radiators in black. Looks like we got their XD7 RGB, the Distro plate that goes to the front of the 5000 series cases. Get this box out of the way. Finally, looks like we get a front panel or top panel. Not quite sure what that's for. Just a spacer. And inside this box, looks like we've got all of the tubing that's pre-bent. From my understanding on looking at the website on this tubing, It looks like that they want you to measure for your motherboard and your graphics card, and then use the kit to cut it to length. So that's kind of cool that they give you some extra length on the tubing. That way you can go about that. So since everything is in the manufacturer's box, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take everything off the table, put it back in the box, and what we'll do is we'll go through the individual boxes and show you exactly what everything comes with. This way you have an idea when you order this kit. This kit is $1,000, and you can buy this direct from Corsair, Amazon, and where I bought it from, Performance PCs. So let me go ahead and get everything off the table, and then we will get into the actual boxes. Alright, so the first thing we're going to start with in this box is the iQOO Commander Core XT. Let's go ahead and get into the box so I can show you exactly what this thing looks like. Alright, so the Commander Core XT comes with all of your manuals, your warranty guides, and your safety information. Inside the box as well is going to be your actual temperature probes, it looks like. Yeah, those are your temperature probes. And it also comes with 3M double-sided stick tape to stick it to the side of your case, or the back panel of your case. Inside the actual bag here is the Commander Core. Just give you a good look of that. And what this thing is it's got capacity to do 6 RGB hubs, 6 fans, and it also has 2 temperature probe signals. It also does come with the RGB wiring that goes from here into the, let's see here. So how the RGB, I would assume that's for like your actually RGB strips and things like that that you can add on that Corsair offers. How this thing actually powers is by USB 2.0. So you need to make sure that you'll have plenty of those in your case or your motherboard. You know, with this to run it, the best advice that I could give would be to get the Commander Pro, because it does have 2 USB 2.0 adapters on the actual Pro itself. That way you can add these expansion hubs on it. But I'm going to go ahead and get this back in the box here, and then we'll move on to the next component. The next component in the box that we're going to take a look at is going to be the XC7 RGB Pro CPU water block. This water block does feature support for LGA 1700, 1200, and AMD AM4. Let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, when opening up the box, you're greeted with the actual manual and the warranty guide. And then Corsair, they supply a RGB for their proprietary connector to just a regular 3-pin to connect to your motherboard if this is the only thing that you're going to run in your system that's Corsair. Looks like that it does come with pre-applied thermal paste on the back, and it is a screw type, and the actual RGB connection is right there. As far as brackets go, here is your LGA 1700 and 1200 Intel bracket. And then here is your AMD AM4 retaining bracket as well. As far as AM5 support, I am sure Corsair will be coming out with their own, you know, actual bracket, so that way you can screw this into AM5. I am not sure if this will be the one or if they're actually coming out with a separate one. But I'm sure, like I said, that they'll figure something out so that way those that are running this on AM4 can swap it over to AM5. So let's go ahead and get into the next component. Now we're going to look at the XT Hardline bending kit. This will be for 12mm and 14mm tubes. Let's go ahead and get into the box, that way you can see it. Once again, you do get the warranty guide and you get the actual booklet on it. Here is the little silicone tube that goes inside of the actual hard line. That way you can make sure that the inner part of the tube doesn't collapse on itself when bending. Excuse the dogs, they're barking at someone. Let's go and get further into this. They do supply a miter saw. They give you the miter block that you can actually rest on the tabletop itself. So what you do is you put it like that, right up against the edge. That way you have some support, and then you use these fittings to tighten down and put the tubes inside. So you just take these off and rotate them to the other side, just depending on which size tube that you're going to use. Being stubborn, getting out. They give you the tube deburr for both the inner and outer diameter of the tube. And then finally they give you the little tube bender itself. So what you'll do is you'll just pick your length that you want to use. You'll actually move these little spacers here. You'll insert the tube here and then you'll actually bend it around. So it gives you the little notches on it. You can see on the plastic there. That way it can give you your different angles, 90, 45, and also 180. So that's the actual tube bending kit that they supply. Let's get into the next component. Now we're going to take a look at the fittings that they supply. You know, when I received this kit, on the back of the box it actually says what all is included in the package. And there's some conflicting results on what it comes with as far as fittings compared from the box to the website. The website says it comes with 8 right angle 90-degree fittings, but the box says it only has 4. So I have reached out to Corsair to find out if I just got a box that doesn't have the correct number. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the actual package itself just to see if the box is wrong or the website is wrong. So let me get into these packages here, that way we can see. So the first one here looks like we got 4 actual compression fittings and 2 of the 90 degrees. Looks like 2 more 90 degree, so it looks like we got 3 more of the 90 degrees. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the compression fittings. So it actually looks like the box is wrong in that it comes with all of the fittings that are on the website itself. So the final package will house 3 more of the 90 degree fittings. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the compression fittings. So that gives you, looks like 8 of the 90s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And 14 of the compression fittings. So let me open up each one here. That way you can see what they look like. So that is the compression fitting right there. You unscrew it here, and it actually looks like it's a dual O-ring system, which basically clamps onto the tube a lot better than just your standard single O-ring. So that way it doesn't just slip out on you. They are black in color, which is really nice to see. And let's get into the 90-degree fitting here. And there is the 90-degree fitting. What you do is you just screw in your compression fitting onto this, and that way you can get it going and run your loop with a 90. Just like that, it does swivel around. This way, whenever you have it tightened to whatever component, whether it be the distro plate, CPU block, GPU block, radiator, once it's tight, you can actually hold on to the knurling and just twist the actual fitting itself. That way you can get it into the position that's actually needed. So those are the two fittings themselves there. And let's move on to the next thing. Up next, we're going to open up one of the 6 fans. You know, as far as this kit goes, it's cool that they include 6 single packs. I'll be honest, I wish they would have included 2 of the triple packs, because the triple packs themselves come with the lighting nodes per triple pack for the QL fans. I mean, it's not incredibly important for those, but it would just been something nice to see, you know, when you order this kit. But here is the manuals. Getting into this little flap here, you have the actual Corsair fan. Like I said, this is the QL version, so it does have the RGB lighting on both the front and the back as far as the ring. It does feature the nice little stainless steel appearance hub covers. And then it has your regular 4-pin PWM connector as well as the actual proprietary RGB connector. They do include 4 screws to screw into the case. But other than that, that's the fan. Next we have the XR5 360mm black radiator. Let's go ahead and get into it. That way we can show you what all it comes with. So as far as the specs of this radiator, it is a 30mm thick radiator, 360 for 3 120mm fans, so a 360mm radiator. And it also does feature, you know, a copper radiator core with 25 micron thick cooling fins. So it does have some good cooling fins there. Looks like we got another manual here for the radiator. They do have it packaged really nicely in the bubble wrap. And then Alright, so there is the actual radiator itself. It does feature Corsair logo on the side there. Only has the water ports on one side of the radiator itself, and they do include the actual little block-offs for them. They're little plastic ones. Let's see here. It says it comes with screws that are actually on the back side of the radiator. So let me get this other side of the box opened up here. Whoops. All right. So yes, it does come with screws on it. It comes with your longer screws for you to screw in the actual fans into the radiator. It comes with even longer screws. It just depends on the actual thickness of your case. And then it comes with the actual smaller screws for just the case. So you'll get one for fans, fan and case, and just case. That's actually nice to see because it includes all of the screws that you'll ever need to actually get the radiator installed however you like it. If you want to do a push configuration, pull configuration, or a actual push-pull configuration, it includes all of the hardware for you to do so. So let's go ahead and get this back in the packaging and we'll move on to the next component. The last of the box components that we're going to open up here is the XC7 RGB distro plate. This is a D5 PWM powered pump, but let's go ahead and get into the box here. That way I can show you what all this comes with. Alright, front and center you're greeted with your manuals as well as the distro plate itself. And it even gives you actual readouts as to where everything will get plumbed into for the CPU, the radiators, and the graphics card. Getting into the box here, this is the distro plate here. Sorry, let me back that up here. And there is the back side there. So with the actual side here, you do get two different RGB connectors. Looks like one is a daisy chain and the other is the actual connector itself for the RGB on the distro. As far as accessories go, you will get screws to mount it to your case. You will get the RGB adapter, which converts it to just a regular 3-pin for your motherboard. A temperature sensor. You'll get 4 plugs with a little plug tool to screw them into the distro. And then you will also get the jumper. Now, the nice thing about this jumper is that you can just put this in your 24-pin ATX cable, and that way you can fill the entire loop without having to keep turning on and off your PC. So all it'll do is it'll just turn on the power supply to turn on the pump here, and then that way you can get that going. It does look like how this distro is powered for the D5 pump is it is a Molex connector, and then it does include your 4-pin, which only 2 are actually filled for your PWM control. I'd be honest, it'd be nice to see if this was actually SATA, not Molex, but that's not a big issue. So now that we got the final of the box components done, let's go ahead and move on to just the miscellaneous items that came loose in the box. Alright, so the final items in the kit are just, the loose items that weren't boxed up in, an actual Corsair Corsair box. That would be your 250 milliliter squeeze bottle, your 1 liter bottle of their XL8 clear coolant, It is a 2-to-1 PWM fan splitter with some 4 Corsair X stickers. All of your tubing, so they do give you 2 straight tubes. They give you quite a bit of your angled tubes. Looks like 2 90-degree, one that's real short, a long one, and then they give you some other, you know, miscellaneous built curved ones. So your U-shapes, just so that way you can run it around RAM. And like I said, this is also tubing included for your graphics card, for a Corsair GPU block. And then the final thing they include is this actual cover. Now, I was looking throughout the box and there was no notes as to what this is for. If it's for the front of the case, if it's for the back, the top of the case. I would assume it's for the front of the case, for if you get the Corsair D, I believe, with the glass front. That way you have this for the actual airflow. But other than that, let me go ahead and put all of this back on the table, and that way you can see it all together. Alright guys, as you can see, this is everything that comes in that 5000i complete water cooling kit. It's really cool that Corsair offers this setup. I just wish there was, you know, some different changes that they did. One, maybe adding some documentation as to, you know, the little miscellaneous items and what they're for, like the little panel right here. Nowhere on the box does it say what that's for. Another thing is, you know, just adding on the box itself the proper number of fittings. As you can see, we've got, you know, the 14 compression fittings and then 8 instead of 4 of the 90-degree angle fittings. Like I said, on the box itself, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but it only shows the actual 4 fittings and 14 fittings. Another thing I might change on this setup is, you know, doing the triple packs of the fans and not the single packs. And you know, the only other item that I would probably change on this setup is the Commander. I would probably go with like the Commander Pro instead of the Commander Core. But other than that, this whole entire setup is actually really cool. 95% of everything here I'm going to use for my build, with the exception of the clear coolant. I'm going to go with a different color coolant. But other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed this unboxing, and I hope I cleared up any questions if you had any on this full kit. As I said, this can be purchased for $1,000 on, that's USD, on Corsair's website, Performance PCs where I bought mine, Amazon, and I'm sure there's a couple other places that you can buy this actual kit. Micro Center, I believe, is another place. But other than that, if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one, guys.